I am just out of my FSD demo in Paris and it has been mind-blowing. If you have never tried out FSD before, maybe it's time you take a look into it. So a few weeks ago, Tesla opened their testing center in FSD in Paris. And I could get access to one of the slots to experiment with FSD. Now, as soon as I got back from Las Vegas, where I was at CES, I had this meeting almost the next day, and they told me we could experiment with FSD in Clichy, a suburb of Paris. Now, I have tried FSD in New York City and Paris. One was FSD 12 and the other was FSD 14. And this changed a lot of things. Now, let me share first my impressions about this Tesla FSD. And then I would like to tell you about the comparison with FSD 12. And then we'll discuss the algorithms inside Tesla. So first off is the ride. Number one, it was incredibly smooth. By smooth, I never really understood what people meant when they said end-to-end is so smooth, it's not robotic based. And basically the thing was, I did not feel like there was an AI driving. I was like, are you driving really? Are you sure you're not driving? And he was not. And so it's like, I felt like in terms of acceleration and the pace, we were never slowing down for nothing. We were not really stuck without any valid reason. And so it was really incredible to see that. Now, when you think also in terms of events, we can see vehicles, pedestrians, scooters, there's tons of things going around. And the FSD has this thing where it's not going to hesitate. And that's an important point. When I compared to New York City, we were stuck sometimes for minutes because FSD did not really know what to do. And right now, it's like it doesn't hesitate. It's like it knows exactly what to do. Another impression I had was like, when you are in these little streets and there's some kind of vehicles, double parked and things like that, you kind of expect that it's going to slow down. You expect that if you want to pass that road and there's this vehicle like taking half of the road, maybe we're going to slow down. And actually not. Actually, we were able to just like almost never slow down, never hesitate, never compromise. And that was like really an interesting thing. When I compare it side to side with FSD 12, I can tell you the thing that changes the most is that there are no more slowing down for nothing. And let me share with you an example. So in 2024, I went to New York City and experimented with Tesla FSD. And one of the most surprising things was that there were many interventions. It's like, for example, in this scene, you can see like we are supposed to go ahead, the lights are green, and like everybody is like honking at us because we're not moving. And the vehicle is like, it's kind of like taking too long to figure out, to the point where the driver has to manually take over and actually do the maneuver. And that was a problem. It's like, oh no, we're having this FSD, but all it can do right here is just like follow the front vehicle. And so it was already great. It was already changing lanes. It was already adapting the speed and doing it naturally, even self-parking. We did a lot of experiments with that, but it was sometimes getting stuck. And we had moments where we had to manually take over. We did not have that. And it was like just a 15-minute trip in New York. In Paris, we had like a 30-minute trip and we did not take over at all. So I would say that this improved the level of manual intervention. Let's say it was not really because of a danger, but most because of some kind of need, like the need for speed, the need to just go ahead and drive, which was not really present in Paris. We could just drive and it was naturally doing it. You can also see the speed. It's going much faster in this mid-packing district in New York. Like we're kind of like going and just going with the flow, and everything is kind of natural and elegant. And yeah, I really much appreciated that one compared to what we used to have. Now, comparing the two side by side, it's really interesting, but we can say like one was also under much more traffic because New York has more traffic, and Paris was in a suburb that is still like pretty much okay. But there was a lot of bike, which we did not really have in New York. And so I would say that the Paris one still did better. And so we can conclude that there has been an improvement, at least in the feeling and overall impression. In terms of parking, it was pretty much the same. Actually, in Paris, it failed to park, while in New York, it parked really, really well. So that would be the second point. Now, the third point I would like to bring is the algorithms. And when you look into the Tesla algorithms, a lot of people think that because it's end to end, it means that now there's just this one neural network and that's it. It's not. It's not just one neural network. It's actually a modular end to end. Just the fact that you look at pedestrians and vehicles on the visualizer, the fact that you can visualize these, that you can visualize the path, that you can visualize the vehicles and their speed means that there are algorithms detecting objects, finding bounding boxes, finding positions in 3D, estimating the lane lines, and doing all of that stuff. The second point, and we can see it when we park, is when we actually have this bird eye view. And now you can see we are switching to occupancy networks. And that is interesting because Tesla is using a HydroNet and an occupancy network. The HydroNet is detecting the objects. The occupancy network is trying to not live in the bounding box world. It's trying to just set a 3D space and define if each cell of this space, each voxel is free or occupied. And that gives this thing where you don't really have rectangle objects. You kind of have this more realistic thing. And you can see it really well when you're parking. It's like we have this full occupancy visualization. And that is what Tesla is doing. Okay, so there is the HydroNet, the occupancy. And what makes it end to end is that these two outputs are fed to a deep learning algorithm that does the planning. And so that's how they came into end to end. Now, there's also many other things. For example, we have trigger classifiers at Tesla. Tesla has something where when you drive, an algorithm is going to classify whether you are in an edge case scenario or not. So are you outside a parking lot? Are you exiting a tunnel? Are you entering a tunnel? Is there some sudden tire on the road? Is there some kind of unexpected object? If yes, we record exactly at that moment and we start recording and then we retrain the algorithm on these edge cases. This is like this idea of using the fleet. And actually Tesla has a fleet of millions of vehicles. So it makes a lot of sense to have this kind of infrastructure. Okay, so these are the things I wanted to say about this experiment. I think it went really well and I'm looking forward to see more of it. Hey there, did you like the video I just shared with you about Tesla and FSD? If so, you are going to love my AV2 algorithms roadmap. This is a map I designed that explains all the algorithms involved in AV2. So AV2 is Autonomous Vehicle 2.0. It's really basically everything related to end-to-end learning, to reasoning, to all of those new ways to build autonomous vehicles that are scaling the current industry. If you want to learn how this works, I have a free map there for you. There's about 45 minutes of video, but it's all compressed. So you can also watch it all in 5 minutes if you want and learn a lot very quickly on how to move to AV 2.0. Make sure to download the map so you can get access right now.